Hello guys, greetings. I want to welcome you to Dine the Programmer. In this video, we'll be getting more deeper into CSS and we'll actually look at more HTML tags and how it actually correlates with CSS. Okay, so now in our previous video, we actually worked with rearranging our folder in a way that you have a good structure where you can actually separate your CSS stylings and have a shared CSS folder where things are like the same stylings that are applied on the page are actually present. And we're able to separate our image folder to a particular section. So in this video, we're going to build up on more CSS fundamentals which are necessarily needed for you. Okay, so we're going to in this video we're going to be building up on things we have already learned in the other videos. Okay, we're going to look at some like the importance of cascading, inheritance, and specificity, and all that. And also, if at this point in time you don't understand why I'm running this on my localhost at 127.0.0. like port 5502, it's what they call live server. So if you need that, you can just go to your extensions, okay, and you type live server. All right, you see this live server is installed. Once you install that, it's going to be okay with you. All right, so now I want us to actually get more deeper into building this our full mail page. Okay, now we're going to talk about the concept of list in HTML. Now when you talk about list in HTML, you have the ordered list and unordered list. Unordered list may be like a list of items that don't actually follow a particular order, and maybe you can want to write a list of items that follow a particular order. You use the ordered list. So ordered list is like it's more of OL, where within the order list you can actually list the items that you want to be in your order list. Okay, let's say you can have Monday, you have Tuesday, and let's say you have list item of Wednesday. So let's see how this actually looks on our page. So we're working in this full mail.html page, so to go there we just you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you see it's on an ordered list. That's why you see 1, 2, 3, which follows a particular order. Now in the case of unordered list, which is UL, let's say banana, let's say rice, and let's say maybe beans. Okay, so you see for this is an unordered list of writing things. Okay, so now it actually varies depending on what you actually want. You discover that there's kind of a separation between what we have written here and our unordered list of items, and other than unordered list of items. Now, provided you have this list item, this does not actually look good. Okay, we can decide to remove this with CSS. Okay, and the way we can do this is actually a list, like it's a list style on its own. So there's a way we can actually remove this in CSS. But now, since since I'm working on this, I would like us to actually first of all move this completely to our items that we have here. Okay, but now before we actually order these items, now for this our full me page, what we're styling is actually our full me.css. Within our full me.css we don't have anything. So let's say we want to style we have our list item. Our list item has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to use the developer tool so you actually see what happens here. Okay, so I have our list item. So within our list item, I want us to remove that style. We can give it a list of none. If we discover the list style for our our list items has disappeared completely, because that list item is where you have everything, so it has applied to both the li and this other section. So now the the question is, what if we apply our list item only to the OL element? Let's see what happens. If we apply it to our other list element and take list style of none, let's see what happens. Okay, for us, before to test that, let's see something. Okay, you see, it applies only for the other list items. Okay, now there is one thing you should know. There is a relationship between this our body, our other list items, and our list items. Okay, now that's where we're going to talk about like the relationship. You need to know that every website, it actually follows like a particular HTML structure, and that structure is based on the fact that we have this opening and this closing tags and stuff. And if you discover here, we have like an indentation which actually gives you a clear demarcation of the body and the H1 tag. So if in our previous videos we actually learned on indentation and the way we can actually get a better work page, like nesting elements, because if you see here the H1 element is actually nested in the body, and this item element is actually nested in the ordinary the ordered list. Now you may just be seeing this and you are maybe wondering that maybe it's just a basic something, but now you should know that this particular structure that you see has a big impact, not only in actually improving your code structure in a way that you can see that this code is actually readable, so you can actually understand this. It also help us to actually understand how our CSS rules are being applied. So now the relationship I was talking between the body and the other element and maybe the list items that I was talking about is basically a parent-child relationship. Because you may wonder why am I emphasizing on this, because if you don't know like the parent-child, you don't understand what actually happens here. So that's like there are different rules that are applied. Like, okay, for instance, let's take this scenario. Okay, I'm going to put this. Now for this list style, you can see the side you can still have a list style of let's say square. Okay, you see the list style of square has already been applied. Now why has it been applied? First, because you know this is the list item is a child of the ordered list, and now the ordered list has a list of none, which has been automatically inherited to replace with the list of square. Okay, so now this more of the body, like the list item is like the child of the other list, which is like the child of the other list, which is like the ancestor of the body. So now it works for this list item, but now it does not actually work for all other HTML elements. So let's actually see how this actually comes in place. Considering the fact that we can give let's give our other list maybe a color of yellow to actually see how it comes in place. Okay, now you see this yellow, right? This yellow has been applied. Like if you see the other list has been it has been applied to itself. It has not inherited the color from the body. But now if you see, even the background color has been taken away because it has taken its own color. All right. Now let's see for the list, the on other list. The on other list actually inherited from it does not inherit the text align center, but it inherits the background color from the body. So that's just how it actually operates. So, but now the thing is, if you take note for the anchor tag, right, it does not actually follow that particular principle because it's a little bit complicated. All right. So now, for us to actually understand what happens to the anchor tag, you will discover that it's actually based on three main things. Okay. For you to actually understand the three things you have to take into consideration, there's a principle of inheritance, the principle of cascading, and the principle of specificity. Now, talking of CSS inheritance controls, as you see on MZN, inheritance controls what's happening when a value is specified from for a property on an element, CSS properties can occur in two types: inherited properties, which is the default set by computed value of the parent element, and non-inherited property, which by default sets the initial value of the property. Okay, so in basic terms, inheritance means, like, let's say the selected container, let's say we've selected the whole body, right? Like, it contains like rules which are going to be applied to the descendant. Like, if we discover, like, on our shared style.css, our body has a text allow of center and a background color of that. Okay, that is what is applied to the whole element. So all the contents located within the body has inherited the background color of that RGB hex code you see. Okay, let's take things, let's select that and see something. Okay, if we have our body, all right, I'm just going to see something. Okay, let's take this whole let's take this in, for example. If you see, this section has taken it has inherited from the body and has a text align of center that's inherited from the body. Same thing here with the listing. Okay, inherited this from the body. Okay, so that's basically the principle of inheritance. Like, the text align center, you see, all the contents on the page just follow inherited from the body. Another thing, aside inheritance, talking about cascading. Now, you discover that we have multiple rules that can be applied to the same element. Okay, if you see our shared CSS, okay, okay, we're going to take this. You see, for our list item, right, we have the lister of none, I have the lister of square. So all this is actually applied on the same element. Okay, but now one is applied directly and the other is basically inherited. Okay, so if you take this is actually applied directly and this square is actually inherited. So in this particular place, it's going to inherit the square, the lister of square for this particular section. Now, another thing you should take note of is specificity. Like, specificity is the algorithm used by browsers to determine CSS declaration that is most relevant to an element, which in turn determines the property value to apply to the element, and the specificity algorithm calculates the weight of the CSS selector. Okay, so now you have different categories. You have like the ID, class, type, and no value, and all that. So it varies from top to bottom. Like, one selector can have a higher specificity over the other. Like, the ID selector can have a specificity over the class, and that's how it goes. So here you can actually get more specifications on, like, the selector specificity and the hierarchy of it. All right, so it's very, very important to actually understand these three basic things once you're actually dealing with CSS. With that said, so now I want us to give this our page a better look. So what we'll do is I'll just basically comment this out. I don't think we'll need this, and I'll just comment this out. Okay, let's see what we have here. We still have this style here. Now I'm going to go within our index session. I'm going to remove this. Okay, I don't think we need this now. All right, we don't literally need this. So what we'll do, we're going to put this in on ordered lists. All right, so rather than leaving it in a paragraph which is not semantically correct, I'm going to put it in an order list. Then maybe list the items we have there. So li, I'm going to cut this and paste there. Secondly, this, I'm going to cut this and paste here, and lastly, I'm going to cut this and paste in our last other element. Okay, and now promote this. Let's see how our page looks like. So we have something like this. Okay, so now for this page we have like let me just add something like, oh sorry, let me see, oh just say the best recipes. Okay, now all right. I think we have this. So now I'll just want us to like here give this our h1 a certain loop. So h1 I'll just basically, let's see, give it a size of 4.8 pixel. You can use rem 4.1. I think this basically looks a little bit captivating. I think I would like to change this color, or yeah, I'll just like to change that color. Let's just give it a color of maybe a gray color. I think that looks a little bit appealing. Now another thing, I don't really like the way this anchor tag looks like here. Okay, so I think I'm just going to restructure that a bit and give it let's say for the anchor tag I'll just want to give it its own background color, and let's see how it looks like. Background color of can give it a variation of this kind of red kind of stuff. But now discover we're not able to view our text that is there. To view the text, I'll just give it the color of white. Okay. Now I don't really like the fact that when I hover it actually looks this way, and I think I will need a border radius there. So I'll give it a border radius of 4 pixels. Okay, I think that looks better within the box, and it takes. But now the font size, I feel like the font size is really, I'll increase the font size. All right, I think that looks better. Now I want to that when I'm hovering, it should, the text decoration should go away. So you know how to do that already. Over text decoration of none over. But now I don't really like it to be this. I just want it that okay, once you hover there can be a slight change of color. So what I'm going to do is I'll just add a background color here. 8, 9, 12, give 90 and see. Okay, like I think that looks a little bit decent. And another thing I like us to do, like these list items, I would just like to give them a better look, especially, or let's say increase like the space between them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have our list item. Okay, all right, let me see, I can increase the margin here. Let's see if we increase the margin. At least there's a demarcation between there. I'll add like a border radius around each of them. I'll give it the color to actually see the border radius, right? let's see. I'll give 1 3 6 1 2 4. Okay. I think this this actually looks a little bit friendly. And now though our colors don't really match, so for this I'm going to change this color and see what we have. Okay, all right, for our foods, that actually inherits the color for in our share CSS paragraph. Okay, inherits the color of blue. So I'm going to force it here to get another color. All right, so within our full mail h1 we have the paragraph for the link. Okay, h1 of the paragraph. Let me see if I do this. All right, I think this looks okay. Now for this page to actually have a very good structure, right, I think in the next video we'll actually start talking about box model, so you actually understand how things actually operate. All right, so I think it will be better that way for us to actually get a brief look down on